Howdy. Hoddly doobity doobity deep. Boppity boppity boop. Can I be heard? Can the music be heard? I had realized the last stream I did that freaking OBS does not show the YouTube comments on when people chat, but I'm streaming, so I completely ignored people on there. OBS, you make me look bad. You're making me look like a bad streamer. I mean, I am, but that's besides the point. So now I have to keep all the chats open in case someone says something so important, like game spoilers. Alright. So, today, on, what is this in my hand? December 27th. Oh my god, it's the final stream for the rest of my life. How exciting. We're gonna go out with not a bang, but a meh. When I realized that I would have time to stream today, I didn't really know what I was gonna do. I thought maybe I would play a game. But then I was like, playing a game doesn't seem like an appropriate thing to end the year with. Is that gonna pop up? Is that not gonna pop up? Did that pop up? Oh, there it is. That was so delayed. Urban! Thank you for the 35 months. I hope you're enjoying your sandwich. Oh god, I want a sandwich. But I can't. No sandwich for me. Is that all I had today? Well, I guess I didn't. What I had wasn't bad. It was close to a sandwich. It was just some Brussels sprouts and some sweet Hawaiian rolls with garlic butter. Which is not a very, like, proper meal to have, but it's what I had. Anyway, let me go ahead. Oh, wait. Oh, sorry. I just had to make sure I had to have the right chat showing up. Heaven forbid I ignore YouTube again. Okay. But yeah, I have a lot of Brussels sprouts that I bought for Christmas because I'm gonna try to get something on paper while I yap about nothing. squeezy. But this year, my aunt, who usually hosts like get-togethers and stuff for occasions. Hang on, my tablet is sliding around. My aunt, who usually hosts like family get-togethers and stuff because they have a bigger home, she suggested that we host this time since we just moved into this new place. And I knew I wouldn't like hosting. It wasn't just me solely, it was like me and my mom, obviously, so it wasn't like a solo effort. Like, there were people got together and brought some stuff and also whatever, but I knew that I wouldn't like hosting, and then actually hosting made me realize that I really didn't like hosting. I don't like having people expect stuff and then be let down. I mean, they didn't say anything about being let down, but obviously not going to. But hosting people is too stressful. It's not like I prepared anything crazy. All I told myself to do was just go roast some veggies, which I didn't fuck up massively, but I did kind of screw up. Whenever I make food for myself, it's never an issue. I make it the way I like it, and it always turns out fine. But whenever I have to make it for other people, I don't take into consideration certain aspects, like the quantity and all that stuff, and then it ends up just being like, instead of nicely roasted vegetables, it ends up being mushy vegetables, and I'm just like, mushy burnt vegetables. I'm like, fuck, ruined it. I was in charge of vegetables, and then I also wanted to try. So there's these things called sweet Hawaiian rolls that I've known about for a long time, and I knew that they would taste good, but I just never had them before. Until this Christmas, I decided to buy some, and I figured that I knew it would taste good by itself, but I knew that it would elevate it if you like smear like garlic butter on top of it or whatever. So I did that, and everyone loved it. But the problem is, I only bought one like pack of them. So then when we ran out, I thought, oh, I don't want to just go out and buy some more. Surely there'll be a supermarket that sells them and is also open on Christmas, because when you want something, you just assume that someone will be open to take my money or whatever. Despite the fact that it's a holiday and people should be off, which is a fair assumption. I just assumed. I went to one market nearby, and they were opened, but they didn't have the specific bread I was looking for. And I was like, okay, that sucks. Let me check out this other market that's like further away that I'm sure is open, but just will close early, because that's usually how I figure a lot of places are like, especially markets. Because when you're open on Christmas, even if it's not for the whole day and stuff like that, even if it's for like a couple of hours, you'll still get a decent amount of business, because people are always going to be doing last minute shopping for stuff. Like me. Anyway, I spent like 10-15 minutes walking to it, only to find out that they were closed. And I didn't think to check ahead of time, and I was like, So then I had to walk back to the first market that I went to, and I went there to buy some soda. Did not buy bread. I was like, fuck, I was out here for so long and I couldn't even find the bread that I wanted. And I got back home, and they were like, you took a while, what happened? And I explained that I wasted a lot of time walking back and forth. They're like, oh well, it is what it is. The next time, if heaven forbid we have to host again, I'll know what to do. Or if I get invited somewhere and there's a potluck, I know what I'm bringing. I'll be ready. I'm buying like a 40 pack. So even if there's leftovers, I'll eat them. I even went yesterday. I was out yesterday doing other stuff, and the store that we went to browse at had some, and I bought some myself, and I had some earlier today. Just gotta keep making it until I get used to how I want to prepare them to make them perfect as possible. But they are very tasty. They're nice and pillowy and soft, and they're sweet. White people had the right idea when they invented dinner rolls. Dinner rolls aren't really a thing in the Asian like staples, because we already have enough carbs when we eat with rice. So adding a thing of bread would just be too much. But they had the right idea, the Westerners. They leave the Hawaiian off, so I didn't make the connection. Oh, yeah, they're just like sweet dinner. They're just dinner rolls, basically. They're just sweet dinner rolls. I think dinner rolls are basically the same everywhere, I imagine, if your culture has them. Just soft bread. It is very nice. It is very tasty. Brussels sprouts are also very tasty when made well. Or made the way I like it anyway. Food is good. You know what? You're so right, me. Food is delicious. But to answer your earlier question, no, I did not beat the thing in Hollow Knight. I haven't played much after that stream. I played a little bit like once after, but sorry, I don't know why I decided to take a drink. It will make sense. I've been preoccupied with like, well, I was preoccupied with the Christmas stuff, and then when I'm not, if I have time, I've been playing a lot of Power Wash. Power Wash 2. Which is just a chill time. Just playing that, cleaning while I have my typical YouTube videos on repeat. Although I did watch something new-ish. It was just an H-Bomber Guy video that he released on Patreon of him playing a game that, I forgot what it was called. It's like a really old DOS, like a DOS game. And Night in the Darkness? Alive in the Darkness? Alive in the Night? Darkness Night? What is it called? Hang on. I can go look at it again. Let me see. It's great because it's a friggin' 4-hour video. Hang on. How do I see the people that I am a member of? No, this is my Patreon, which, oh, if only I had the motivation to reopen it. How the hell do you see the people that you're subscribed to? Member? Yes. Alone in the Dark. Alone in the Dark 2 is what the game is called. There it is. It's a lot of work to just to do that. Anyway. It's Alone in the Dark 2, the sequel. I don't know if he's played the first one before, like in a video, like whether it's like on public or Patreon. I don't think it would have been public because I feel like I watched most of his videos in like that are public. But yeah, I forget what I was doing. I must have been probably like working or playing Power Wash, or it could be both. I don't know. But I was watching him play that. Or watching him play that. And the game looked, it looked funny with its graphics, but it looked like the gameplay itself was like pretty trash. Based on what he said though, it sounded like the second one isn't as good as the first one, or the second one was like I forget, there was like some really convoluted like puzzles and stuff. But it looked pretty funny. There's a cute little girl character in it that does the silliest things. But that was fun. That was nice. Always love to see an H-Bomber Guy video. I wonder what he's releasing to his one on Adobe. I still haven't. He released like a cut of it on Patreon, but I still haven't watched it because I just would rather wait for the full release of the actual video to watch it. But I hope that happens soon. Old DOS games can be fun. I'm sure. There's like charm to it. Just like seeing the old graphics, the old like blocky graphics with no like details or like definition and stuff or whatever. But I don't know what fidelity, I guess. No, that's not right. Just a little chunky graphics, and then hearing his keyboard just be so clickety like loud. It's like even though I've never played it, even though I didn't grow up with it myself, it feels very nostalgic. Nowadays everything is smooth, 120 frames, realistic looking, too smooth, too graphic-y. But you know, games overall can be fun times. I have so many games that I have like demos of, or I've bought on sale and all that stuff, and I just have like no interest in playing them at this time. I actually considered going back to Ace Attorney, because it's been so long since I played Trials and Tribulation, and I was like, I'm not on a time crunch today, so I was like, I should play Ace Attorney. But that would make for a fucking a boring ass like last stream of the year. I mean, it wouldn't. Not that it really matters. I didn't plan to have anything special happen for the end of the year. It kind of slipped my mind that we're at the end of the year, because I was so preoccupied with like Christmas stuff, and just like minor things that were going on at the home and with people and stuff like that. But hopefully in the new year, once I figure out like when's a good time for streams and stuff. I think it's simply due to the fact that I live with my mom again now, and I want to be sure that I can like help her out whenever she comes home from work, just to like have dinner ready for her and just like chit chat with her. That makes it hard for me to stream much, especially during the weekdays, and then on weekends. Weekends I could probably make more time, but it also depends on like if there's plans and stuff. So if she's busy with work, then I'm more likely to be able to stream, but squeezy. Do I recall right that Chinese New Year's ain't at between December and January? So every year Chinese New Year's falls on a different day, because the calendar that Chinese follow is not quite the same as what we follow. Like, so it always changes. I wouldn't even begin to explain it. I can't even begin to explain it. I think this year there was like something happened that like there was like 2 Octobers or something. Like 2 months repeated. I have no idea. I forget. It was something like that. It was either 2 days had repeated or 2 months had repeated. I forget what it was. It's weird. I never fully followed it. So every time when it's like my mom's like Chinese birthday or when it's Chinese New Year's or all that stuff, it's always changing. But I think I remember Googling that Chinese New Year's this next year is gonna be end of January, I think, or something like that. Which I wonder if there's going to be expectations of us hosting again. I don't want to host. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. Then again, it's easier if it's hosted at our place, because then we don't have to travel to my aunt's place, because my aunt's kind of far, and also it would be less travel. It would be like less trips for them if they were to come to our place, because we wouldn't have to. They wouldn't have to drive us there and then drive us back and then go back home. But like, I don't like having people over. Y'all are intruding in my space. Especially since like during Christmas when we were hosting, once I got back with my failed attempt of stocking up on more bread and whatever, my cousin's kid was very demanding of my attention. And her mom had bought her like this puzzle set. So this cardboard puzzle set or something. And it's not something that she can do on her own, because it's like it requires like a good control of like your hands to pop out the pieces and to put the pieces together, because they're kind of easy to rip too. Like, it's made of sturdy cardboard, but the smaller pieces are easy to break. So I essentially spent like, I think it was like maybe like 2 hours, give or take, putting the puzzle together for her. And because of that, I basically had no time to like really like chat with anybody. My brother's fiance came over. Couldn't really talk with them. Instead, they were just watching TV. Most of them were just watching TV or playing cards. Like I think it was like Chinese poker or something. And I was just stuck in a chair putting together a cardboard puzzle piece while my cousin's kid was rattling off random stuff and also getting distracted and playing with her sister, and then making a scene just sliding around on our floors. Exhausting. This is why I can't have kids. Kids are exhausting. This hand is so fucked up. This hand is so fucked up. I'm deleting it. Or maybe I make it do peace. Anyway, it'd be nice if I finished the drawing to some degree. This month I have barely drawn anything. I think I only have like a total of like two art pieces for December. Which at least one of them is colored, but like I didn't draw shit this month. No energy. There's Chinese poker. Yeah. It's kind of, it's like when you imagine like regular poker with like the hands, like you have the straights, the full houses, the flushes, and all that stuff. Instead of you collecting all those cards in your hand like via like drawing and stuff. How do I explain it? Instead of like, if you go around in an order and you play cards in order from like lowest to highest. So you can play like single cards going for the number from lowest to highest, and then if you're able to play like multi-card hands, like a pair or like three of a kind or a full house, straight, and all that stuff, then you just keep playing until you run out of the cards in your hand. Like you split the deck evenly, and you just have like a bunch of cards in your hands, and you just play it and stuff. I don't know, something like that. Sounds fun. It is fun. It's like a more. It's definitely. I think I would find it funner than playing like Texas Hold'em or like actual poker. Cause you're always doing like people. It's like each person has a turn to play cards. So you're not just like building a deck in your hand, and you're and then like someone's like putting out a card and like the river and all that stuff. So if you're able to have a hand that has like, you know, straights or flushes or like full houses or whatever, all that stuff, then it can add up for some fun times. I didn't play at all. I was too busy with my cousin's kid's fucking cardboard puzzle. But my mom, my sister, my aunt, and my cousin, they were having a loud time. My cousin got really loud whenever he won and stuff, because they're keeping tabs, they're keeping score. Oh my god, this hand is not working out. Alright, we're gonna pretend this hand didn't happen. Or I'll pretend that that hand happens later. What is your favorite card game? I don't know if I have a favorite. Like solitaire, I guess. Because you can play it yourself. I don't know if I have a favorite. I don't play card games that often enough for me to really warrant having a favorite that matters. Probably it would probably just be solitaire. And before people go say Balatro. You can't go wrong with solitaire because it's a game that you can just play by yourself and you don't have to worry about people getting mad at you. Oh yeah, speaking of Balatro, Chris had gifted me that game a while back and I said I'd play it like after Christmas or something. So I guess I could finally play it at some point. Although whether I play it on stream though, it's a different story. But he also bought me a different game for Christmas because he's such a generous young man. That maybe I'll play on stream at some point too. Some sort of rhythm game. Just too many games. Too many games. No interest in playing any of them. Although once I'm done with Power Wash, because I think in terms of the story mode, I'm at the last level. Given that each job that I've done so far has given me like a reward of like at most like $2,000 or like $1,000, average like a couple of $100. This next job that I have seems to be a $30,000 job, so I'm assuming that for story mode I'm at the last one, which also probably means it's gonna take me fucking forever to beat. And you're not gonna see it. No one's gonna see it because I'm gonna play it on my own time. Raise and also just more money in general to help me with this mortgage shit, my insurance. But yeah, I'm around whenever people need me for stuff, which people have been needing me for some small things here and there, but mostly I'm vibing. Hope you succeed. Thank you. Thank you. I hope I do too. I told myself that if they give me like excuses to not give me like a reasonable like raise and meet my not demands, but my requests for things, I really have to consider actually looking for a new job for realsies. The main problem being the health insurance part. I don't want to think about it. Excuse me. I chose a good time to drink some sparkling juice. Speaking of which, yesterday, well, maybe I can go in order, because I did do some stuff the past few days. My friends from out of town, who I'd consider like my best friends. It's a couple that I've known since high school, especially the girl. She's who I consider my best friend, my actual best friend. But they're visiting from out of town. They left this morning, but we had some time to hang out together and stuff. Got to see their little Shiba Inus. Same you had the wedding trip with. I saw them at the wedding, but I didn't go with them to the wedding trip. They weren't they were invited to the wedding, but they weren't the same. I guess they were part of the same like circle, like the same group of friends, because we all met in high school and stuff. But in terms of like the actual like the bridesmaids group and all that stuff, and the people who went to the bachelor party, she wasn't there. I think she would have been if she had been around, but like she's living, when you're living away from us, it's hard to really make plans to have her be a part of like that stuff. She would have been though. We're all pretty tight. But yeah, they visited. They brought their Shiba Inus. Oh, those Shiba Inus. I feel like I remember them being a bit more like cuddly when I saw them the last time. But the last time I saw them was also a couple of years ago. They've gotten older. Still nice puppies though. The one who lived in Hawaii? Yes. Yes, yes, yes. They had I'm surprised someone would remember that. They had they had left Hawaii. They moved to somewhere else. But they moved to somewhere else closer to us now, so they can visit a little bit easier now. We can see each other a little bit easier. Because when they were in Hawaii, I think they only ever, I think the girlfriend only ever visited back like once or something like that. They had a hard time coming back, and also they didn't want to come back really that much because they loved Hawaii. They were so sad when they had to leave. Too bad for them. But yeah, I hung out with them for a bit. We get to eat. We had like a lot of like made plans to have like group hangouts with our other friends. We got to eat some good food. There was this place, a seafood place that we went to, that had like they're known for like having this big pot or this big like deep pan that has like fish, a lot of veggies, really deep flavorful like soup and a lot of toppings, a lot of stuff, which is pretty good. It's not my favorite type of fish that they use for it. People really like I don't know how to explain this. It's only something that's understandable if you're like if you eat fish regularly, and it's like I guess if you're Asian, I don't know, because there's probably different types of fish that have the same type of textures, but I don't know fishes by name really when I eat them, aside from like the typical like sushi fish like salmon and all that stuff. But people really typically like the super silky like smooth type of fish meat. But I personally liked ones that are a bit more meaty and textured and not as silky smooth. I don't know how to explain it. But flavor-wise, it was pretty good. I mainly eat fish fingers. Oh my god, I haven't had fish fingers in like so long. I think the last time I had fish fingers was when I first moved. I think it was when I first moved in with my brother. I think I remember buying like one box of like frozen fish or it was like something, or like some sort of fish fillet. It might not have been fingers. I think fish fingers. I think I like last time I had them was like in middle school or something, or high school. Because if I'm gonna have anything fried fish, I might as well just have like a fillet. Like how do you have with fish and chips? But you know, fried fish is fried fish. Asians love fish usually, so they get fancy with their fish stuff. I can't draw this bitch's hand. I should probably like do a rough like draft with like. All right, hang on. I really want a hand though. How do you draw hands? How do you draw hands? I haven't drawn in so long. I haven't like drawn in so long. At least with the Christmas one that I posted. I spent the last like. That was the last thing I worked on, and mainly I was just coloring stuff because that took so long. Squeezy. But I think that Christmas drawing I started in like, what was it? I think it was timestamped December 11th or something. So I gotta ease up on the gaming stuff, especially Hollow Knight. That thing fucking fucked up my hand. I might just never be able to beat that boss, but I refuse to make any progress elsewhere until I beat him. I don't want to abandon him. I don't want to abandon my boy. Is your medicine still burpy? No. My gassiness is because I'm drinking sparkling juice. I actually, in terms of my prescription like medication, I actually ran out of the iron supplements that I was taking that made me feel sick every time I took them. But my mom had the smart idea to just go to the pharmacy and ask if we could just buy a bottle of it, because it's not like anything like special. It's just iron supplements. So I just bought that because I haven't had a chance to go to the doctor yet to refill my, or to get a new refill on my medication. I'm scheduled for that next week. But so far, taking the iron medication has been doing okay with how I take it. I've not felt nauseous because I've been eating like a quarter every time, like a quarter of a pill every time. So I've been fine with that. But I was doing pretty bad because I had stopped taking my iron supplements for like a while because I ran out, and then I just never got around to getting more. So I'm sure my blood count was like pretty bad this month. But I'm taking them again now. I gotta vamp up the iron counts, the blood count and stuff, because I think I have to do blood work in the next few days in preparation for my checkup. I don't want my doctor being like, "Why are your blood levels so damn low?" I don't need her yelling at me. And I should be lucky that I'm even going, considering that I was contemplating on canceling my health insurance because it's so expensive, but I guess I'll wait for it to take money out of my account before I consider actually doing it. Everything is too expensive. Doom Shred Evil Incorporated. Hooray. Oh well. Oh yeah, but so we had some good seafood stuff. There was something that I really liked that was ordered. I was unfamiliar with the menu. I just let my other friend handle all the ordering stuff because she had been there like many a time. She loved that. She loves that place. We had something like roasted garlic, like a sea clam. It was like a clam with like an assortment of like shellfish seafood stuff like clams and like scallops or something like that or whatever, and also some vermicelli noodles. I think that's what you call them. Oh, that shit was so tasty. Ooh, I was slurping that shit up. I wanted more of it. But that bill, we had some other stuff too, but the total bill for that meal ended up being like over $400, and I was aghast. I was perplexed at why it was so expensive. I was like, damn. That food was decent. If you're a fan of like spice and seafood and stuff, it's a nice place. You can also get it not spicy too. I told my mom about it because I feel like that's something that her and her family would like. So maybe they'll also go and check it out. Sorry. I deliberately went and ignored stream to read some text. So like we had like big entree stuff, like 2 big entree stuff. One was the fish, which in itself I think was like $70. And then they ordered like one that was similar to that style, but it was with frog legs, or not frog legs, frog, which, you know, sounds like a crazy thing to eat, but Asians do enjoy some frog. I personally don't care. I personally don't care about frog, but it's not like abysmal. It wasn't like terrible. So it was like a clam. It was like a shell clam that was like open. Like half of it was open. It was like this, and then the food was on top here. You know, some of the noodles and stuff, and it was like there's like sauce. It was like cooked with garlic and like it had like a soup to it kind of thing. I'm just gonna keep adding squiggles until it looks like something. Anyway, it was something like that. That was my favorite thing. I love that. So that was good. But then the day after Christmas, we had made another plan to eat food. Went to a sushi omakase, which is like that really expensive like sushi dining thing where the chef brings you out one piece at a time for like a 11 to 13 course piece stuff, and that also ended up being very expensive too. Ended up being costed even more than the fucking seafood night. But it was so good. It was so good. I've been to omakase a couple of times with like various people on different occasions and different spots, but I personally thought that one that we went to was yesterday. That was like my favorite by far, even though it was so expensive. They also had this, they recommended this sake, this like yuzu and plum wine sake that literally just tasted like plum juice, and you could not taste the alcohol. I felt it in my face, but you couldn't taste it. And I was like, that's so good. It was so tasty. Wowee. I love me a sugary drink. Oh, that meal was so good. I love omakase. I love sushi. I love food. I love food. I just wish it wasn't so damn expensive. I feel like for people outside of like Asian countries, when you hear plum juice, you probably are gonna think like something akin to like probably prune juice or something. But Asians like to make teas and juices and drinks out of like fun fruits and like things like you wouldn't think to. Like there's something called a winter melon. There's winter melon like tea. There's also avocado smoothies. Never had prune juice. I've never had prune juice either. That's not something that just sounds like a thing that people typically would drink if you have like constipation issues or something, or if you're old. But it's nice, sweet and tart. It's like imagining it's like eating a plum but with juice. Avocado toast? Nah, it's just avocado. It's like the idea behind like using making avocado smoothie, or like it's like avocado. I guess they call it a smoothie, but like sometimes they'll have like specialty drinks that have avocado and then like a cheese foam at the top. Because the idea is that avocado you know, by itself is pretty creamy. So you would have like a creamy drink. I myself have never tried it because I think it sounds kind of, it's a bit too out there for me personally. I would like my avocados to be like savory, and having it as like a drink doesn't sound like it would be very savory. So I pass on that. I do love an avocado though. It was also like it was our first, I think it's our first like heavy snow for the season too. Yesterday, that shit was fucking pelting my face. It fucking hurt. That snow was hard. It almost felt like hail. When the wind wasn't blowing and it was just falling straight down, it looked nice. But when it was like blowing in our faces, that shit wasn't fun. Also, I have this fucking problem where like sometimes when I'm wearing like specific shoes, or like all my shoes really, occasionally, I guess it's just the way I walk, or maybe my shoes are too loose or whatever, I'm always kicking fucking like sediment or like rocks into my shoe. And it's very inconvenient, especially when you're wearing like long boots, or like not long boots, but like boots. They're not super long, like not up, they're like up to the, like past the ankle, but I'm always somehow kicking rocks into them, and they're so hard to take off. So I can't just easily pop them off to like shake out the fucking rocks. There's so little nowadays, snow. You know, that climate change, that global warming and all that. We love that for us. It's only going to get exponentially worse when people keep AI generating stuff, and you know, anything that uses a lot of electricity and also pollutes the you know the use. You don't need me to say it. I don't need to say it. We know the world in ruins and shambles. Anyways, so now we're at the end of 2025. This has been quite the year. I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember much of it, except for the part where I struggled with this fucking home stuff, buying this home, and then maybe like the death of my uncle earlier in the year. I don't really remember what other memorable things happened. It's too hard to keep track of the things that happened throughout the year. The year's like way too long. I feel like in terms of like really bad years, was this a bad year? It's a pretty stressful year. A lot of bad things happened this year, I guess, with the current climate of the world and personal stuff. I'm trying to think what was good stuff that happened. I'm trying to think if anyone in my family or friends had kids. I don't think they did. This year? No, not this year. Maybe next year? Oh, I guess one of my cousins is expecting her first child. That's gonna be next year, though. My ear is ringing. Was wedding last year? Yes, wedding was last year. Was it last year? It was last year or the year before? I can't remember now. I guess it must be last year. No. I guess it was last year. Crazy. I felt like it was longer than that. It's kind of insane that I would have gone through all that shit for the wedding stuff, and then a couple of months later go look into stressing myself out with this home stuff. I gotta stop doing shit. I say it, but I'm probably gonna end up having to do stuff in the new year. But the first being a fucking if the people fucking come through for me, a kitchen renovation. I want to get my kitchen redone. Then family. My brother was wanting me to go with him and his fiance, and also with my mom to go to Taiwan, I think. But then my friends invited me to go to Korea with them. That shit all costs money. I keep complaining about money. It's not like I'm like dirt poor, and it's not like I'm living paycheck to paycheck. But there's something so like sad about just spending so much money. It's such a short amount of time. But whatever. It's rough. If only I was more money driven, could be working at jobs, making more. Got a handful of friends and family that are told me that they're making like 6 figures now, and I'm like, that's nice. That must be nice. I can't relate. But then again, like I always tell myself that the thought of making making as much as 6 figures seems like so ludicrous and not real. Like, it sounds like so much money. I wouldn't know what to do with myself if I had that kind of money. Like, if I was able to like pay my mortgage every month and also my bills and stuff, and then still have like a good chunk of spending money, like I feel like, what would I do with all that? I know like especially living in where I live, making 6 figures, especially if it's like on the lower end, you know, it's still good, but it's not like you're gonna be like a millionaire or anything with that. You're not like filthy rich, but it's still kind of crazy to me. I made 6 figures? Psh, maybe someday. Or maybe never, I don't know. I feel like in order to be able to make something like 6 figures, even if you have the skills, if you don't have like the confidence or like the drive to push yourself forward into like upper roles or like leadership and stuff like that, the chances of you getting a 6 figure income would probably be like highly impossible. Because people associate having more money when it comes to like leadership roles, or, like management stuff, like you work your way up. But I'm not someone that likes to do leadership roles or like be in charge of other people. I'd much prefer to do the grunt work and have people tell me what to do. I don't want to be the one to tell people what to do. I want to be the one that's being told what to do. Like, if I can do that and also still make 6 figures or make a lot of money, then I'll be like, shit, I'm down. But then the thought of having someone baby me, and then while I'm making like 6 figures, just sounds stupid. Especially if the person who babies me or manages me ends up being like, they end up making less than me. That'd be insane. I should be more like those people, more like the people in my life, or like people in general who, I know so many people that have been like going back to school to learn different things. Like my friend who's visiting from out of town, she quit her job recently. She wasn't working there for that long, but they put her through a lot of like hassle, and the commute was like so bad. I think it was like 2-hour commute, like back and forth or something like that. So it was really rough for her. And the job itself was very like stressful. It's not in the field that she personally would have wanted anyway. She wasn't able to find a job she wasn't really able to find a job in the field that she had wanted, I think she wanted to do like HR administration and stuff like that. And before that, she was doing like dental related jobs, like assistant stuff, but she wanted to move away from that. So now she's going to school to learn what is it? I forget what she said. Something to do with coding. Something to do with coding, like medical coding, medical like records and stuff like that. Probably to do with like organizing or like more administrative stuff within the medical side. I think like a majority of people in my life are all in like the administrative like job flows, whether it's like executive assistant or like administrative like management and like all that stuff. You don't like, I mean, obviously people can like work whatever jobs they want, and if you're not like married to like a specific niche like field, then like yeah, administrative stuff would be easy because you'll be on a computer like managing like schedules and organizing things and like all that stuff. But I feel like maybe it's just within my personal circle of people, you just don't hear a lot of like niche jobs that sound like they'd be like fun jobs, because in the end people are only caring about like making money. They're not really caring about like, you know, passion or learning something fun or like new or something like that, if that makes sense. The thing, I don't really know what, like, I guess I was like thinking like an example is like, you know, it was seen as being pretty like new, like hipster and cool to like be one of the people that works at like art galleries or something. Like they sit around and they man the front while people come to visit like art galleries. I guess that's something that's specifically for me to really notice because I live in New York. Excuse me. And I passed when I was on my way to go to the sushi spot, I passed by a couple of small spots that were like art galleries. Just seeing people sit there entertaining nobody because no one's there at the time, just sitting there chilling, and that being like a job, manning like the front, being like little receptionist people, or like any other unique sort of art jobs, being a tattoo artist, being a artist in general, or like doing anything like having workshops for stuff. I guess I'm only thinking about it in the art sense, not really like outside of the art sense. I really don't. I'm pretty one track minded. Basically all that to say, like, I wish people had more of a opportunity to develop like Mystical Radiance, thanks for the follow. Have a chance to like I'm trying to get my point across. What the fuck am I saying? This is what happens when you just like ramble. As a library assistant, I most love to just deliver the books to the shelves. Yeah, even something like that, being like working in a library, setting up like events at the library for people to come take part of, or like doing like charitable events, working with like non-profit stuff, dealing with like pets even, or any of that, like jobs that typically would not be able to make you a lot of money, but it's something that you want to do because like you have fun doing it, or there's passion to it, or there's like interest in it. I think this hand is too big. I'm the proportions on this all, but oh. I don't know, this reminded me about how now Twitter thought it'd be such a good idea to implement the ability for people to edit images on the app itself or on the site itself. You can edit out watermarks. AI generates stuff on people's existing arts very easily now. We love that for us. We love that for artists. And then there was like an influx of artists being like, oh, it's time to leave Twitter again. It's Blue Sky again. But it seems like this time around, I don't know if it's just because I just happens to be, I don't know if it's because like whenever I'm on Twitter, all I do is look at art, especially like Japanese like fan artists or Japanese artist stuff. It ends up on my like For You page, but a lot of them were like saying like they were deleting everything off of Twitter and just like sticking to only like Blue Sky or Pixiv or Now the workaround currently is that people have to post their art as GIFs, so that it doesn't, the prompt for editing the images with AI generation doesn't pop up. And it's like, we love that. And I was just like thinking like it was funny because I saw that people were posting art, and there was like, it seemed like engagement and reach was like pretty broad, so people were getting a lot of like attention on their art pieces if like you got lucky, like the algorithm picks you up. Because I was seeing like people who had like small followings, or like their post usually gets like maybe 10, 20 likes or engagements, and then suddenly you have that one piece that suddenly gets like 3,000 or 10,000 or something like that, all because it like popped off and it managed to hit people's eyes pretty easily. I was actually considering like in the new year to make a new Twitter account just for art stuff, but now that happened, I mean, who knows? Maybe down the line I'll still do it and post everything as gifts. Not that I expect anyone to fucking take my art to do anything with it, because I'm not special. I don't really make any art that's worth like stealing, really, I don't think. But it's hard. It's hard to being an artist, man. It is hard being an artiste. I don't know how newcomers who get into art, who first start getting into art, manage to like build audiences if they do. I guess you would do the typical thing of like drawing fan art for like a specific community and just be good. But man, it's rough out there. At New Year's countdown, go to the TV thing but naked and hold your favorite art you did. Maybe it'll explode in popularity. That sounds like a lot of work. That also would imply that I have to be at Times Square during New Year's, and I have absolutely zero interest in ever being anywhere near that vicinity during New Year's. That's the thing that tourist people love to try to get to, but like, it's so overly crowded. It's so ungodly crowded. People are waiting there like days before New Year's even hits to hold spots. They're pissing on the spot. And then when you're trying to go home, it's so crowded. It's like a huge group of people, and it's gonna be cold. And all for what? Just to watch a ball fall down, and before then having to listen to like people yap about shit you don't care about? No thank you. No thank you. I'm okay with just occasionally watching the ball drop on TV or something if I cared. I still remember there were a few years where I didn't even stay up to watch the ball drop or like hear the countdown or anything. The ball fall down? That's the whole thing about Times Square for the New Year's countdown. There's a ball on top of one of our skyscrapers. I don't know which building it is. There's a ball at the top, and then as it's counting down to the new year, it starts like dropping down. How are you gonna bring up the New Year's countdown in Times Square and then not know about the ball dropping? What do you think the countdown is? What do you think the countdown is if you don't know about the ball dropping? You just think they're just there counting? They're staring at nothing? Oh, and the mess. All the confetti and all the fucking trash. Oh, God. Disgusting. Crazy. The only way I would ever willingly go there is if I leave before the New Year's countdown. I would have to leave like 2 hours before the countdown starts so that I have a chance to like hop on a train and go home without it being overly packed with delays. I'm very much the type of person that doesn't really like need to be there in person to see certain things. I'm simple-minded enough that as long as if I see it on TV or something like that, then I'm fine. Same thing with another one big thing that like tourists like to go to here in New York is they go to the Rockefeller Center to look at a special like Christmas tree or some shit. A specific type of tree that like gets put up every year, and people like go out of their way to go look at it or something. But it's a fucking Christmas tree. Just go look online, or go set it up in your own house. Like who cares? It's a tree. It's a tree, and then there's just like a huge crowd of people that go there to take a look at it and take pictures of it. It's a huge giant crowd. Lieutenant Dan? I don't know what that is. That's either a Forrest Gump reference, or a Braveheart reference, or a... That's all I know. Those are only two army-related movies that I can feel like I can think of that's like a trendy thing. Especially Forrest Gump, I think. Haha! It was Forrest Gump. I never watched it. Run, Forrest, run! Life is like a box of chocolates. That's all I know about Forrest Gump. It's a good movie, I'm sure. I'm sure all movies are good movies. Honestly, in the new year, depending on how my bank account feels with all the things that I have to pay for every month, if I have enough money that I can afford it, I might get a subscription account to like some streaming service so that I can finally start watching things. Maybe Netflix, even though like what's Netflix at? Like $16 a month now? Hang on. I just don't watch it nearly enough to warrant spending money on it monthly. They start selling services with ads? That's crazy. Wait, where's the money? Standard with ads is $8 a month. Standard is $18 a month? Oh my god. Oh. $18. And here I thought, I naively thought it was 16. Damn. Hi, Mystical Radiance. Oh, do I have that? Oh, I must have that thing where you have to wait a couple of minutes to chat. I forgot I had that going. To block out the spammers, the promoers, or whatever. And if you hear the promo, it's gonna be real awkward. Tubi? What the hell is Tubi? There's too many like streaming services that I've never heard of, or I've heard of and I've just never like really like cared to look into. The thing is, like, when it comes to streaming services, there's never gonna be a time where I want to like randomly browse to look for something to watch. I feel like I need to know what it is I want to watch before I commit to a streaming service. So like in my case, the reason why I was considering Netflix is because I want to like finally at some point sit down and watch K-pop Demon Hunter. Cause I know for me, I would probably really like that movie because I like K-pop, and the few songs that I've heard, they sound fun, they sound nice, and it looks like, well, what little I've seen, like the small little clips I've seen of it, it looks like it's nice. But you know, outside of that, I wouldn't know what there is I would care to watch. I'm certainly not gonna watch like Stranger Things. I tried watching like I went to my cousin's place, who lives in the same building as me. What am I doing? Oh, sorry, I'm multitasking. I know that K-pop Demon Hunter is on Netflix. I'm just wondering if by chance it has shown up on YouTube movies. That's kind of like the only way I watch movies is if I see them on YouTube and I rent it. I doubt it though. I think it's supposed to be a Netflix exclusive. That movie. Yeah, I'm guessing it's a yeah. Netflix only. Yeah. Can I search within the movies and TVs? I guess if there was there, then it would have shown up. Oh look, Forrest Gump is in the first movie in the comedy section. that is legit strategy. What is the strategy? Me looking for it on YouTube? Yeah, because what I do is that if I see it on YouTube, then I just rent it for like however much money, and then once I've watched it once, I just either I have it for like I think like a month or something, and then it goes away, and I never think about it again. If it's a movie I really love, I'll just re-rent it, I guess. Choosing the service where the stuff you want to see is. Yeah. But I don't know. I also did I was supposed to mention anime stuff, but fucking I don't watch anime. I don't watch anime. I don't even know what anime is on Netflix that I would watch. Not that I plan on watching. I just can't commit to sitting down and watching something. It's so hard. But I know that I probably should start watching some things, especially the things that people tend to talk about, so I could be in the know about certain things and also have things to talk about if I'm gonna do streaming, if I'm gonna be streaming. But then a lot of the problem is that people that the media stuff that people tend to talk about, or at least what I've seen people talk about, are like things that like I would never watch, even if I did watch stuff, or it's like, or it's just things that I would never watch even if I did watch things, I guess, like Stranger Things. Oh, I didn't even finish the thing. What I was saying, I was I was hanging out at my cousin's place with a few of our other cousins and friends and whatever. They had wanted to watch Stranger Things, so like one of the newer episodes and newer season, blah blah blah, and all that stuff. So it was like season 4, episode 4, or something like that. I don't remember. I've never watched Stranger Things, and I have absolutely no idea what the show is about. So watching that just in the middle, I'm just kind of like, I fucking have no idea what's going on. But I was just like watching it, and I couldn't help but feel that like maybe it was intentional or something, or maybe it's because I haven't watched anything in so long. But I feel like everyone's like acting in that show, or at least in that episode, was like so like not great. They were good. I feel like the acting was like kind of meh. I don't know if that was intentional, or if it's just, you know, if it is just that bad, or it's gotten bad because it's been so long. I don't know. But I was watching it and I was like trying to figure out what was going on exactly. Something about like monsters, like a flower head looking thing that was just kind of like going rawr all the time. People trying to escape from like a prison that was being poorly like handled by like the US military or something. There's this one like chubby kid that my cousins and like my cousins and their friends were like reacting to strongly, that they loved and whatever, and I'm just like watching him do his thing, and I'm like, he doesn't even sound like he's acting. He kind of sounds like he's saying things. It doesn't feel like they're really acting or anything. I was like so perplexed. And then like there's like a big guy that shows up. Just like talking to, I think the actor Noah Schnaps, Shapes, whatever. I don't remember his name. And he's like saying stuff, and there's all this stuff happening. I'm just like, why are people are really into this? I like, obviously I'm obviously out of the loop because I haven't been there since the first episode. So obviously I have no like ties to it. The only thing that was worth like caring about at the time was like something that was happening with the Millie Bobby Brown character and some I think he's called David Harbour or something like that. Forget his name. I think that's the guy that he plays like Hope or Hoppity or something like that or whatever. But then like now that I know these people to some vague degree, whenever as people on Reddit have been talking about how he's got a lot of issues going on, and that Noah Schnaps or something is a Zionist and all that stuff, and I'm just like, you know, I don't know how I got here or why I cared to read anything about these people, but I guess when you don't have when you don't have anything going on in your life, you're just kind of left reading about celebrities that you don't have any personal ties to or emotional ties to. Just don't watch it if it ain't your thing. Well, I was only watching that one episode because I was hanging out with my cousin. I'm not actively watching the show. I'm just making comments, my observations about it as someone who's never watched Stranger Things. I can't just comment on a thing. So the same thing when I can't comment and complain about things that I don't like. I should just not talk about anything that I've never seen or done ever again. I don't know what to put on this girl. It sounded like you felt pressure to watch it more? No. It sounded like, I don't know what I said that would make it sound like it sounded like I was pressured more. I'm just saying that that's one of the shows that a lot of people have talked about watching and like and stuff like that I personally don't care about. I can't be pressured to watch a thing. I'm my own person. If I could be so easily pressured to watching things, I would have watched like The Office and The Office. I don't know what outfit to put on this person. I'm trying to think, what is the occasion? What is she doing? What is her motive? What is her motivation? So yeah, currently the only thing that I would even care about getting a subscription service for to watch something is to just watch K-pop Demon Hunter. I imagine if I browsed like the Netflix movie catalog, there would be something else that I would watch too, but the newest Knives Out movie, I think, came out. I'd probably watch that at some point because that's something that the Visno kids like to watch, and I've enjoyed the first two. I finally watch. Does Netflix have Ghibli movies? Let me see. How do I see Netflix catalog? I just want to see what they have. Claws? That was a movie that I always wanted to watch that I never watched because, of course, I never watched. Man, there's a lot of movies out there, huh? Oh shit, Coach Carter. My sister loved watching that movie when we were younger. Though I'm hopeful, yes I am hopeful for today. Take this and you take you away. Where's the animated movies section? I'm just trying to browse. It's not like I'm gonna watch it. Alright, that side didn't help me. Netflix library? Anime library. Let's see. Was there any animated movies? Anime movies? That people talked about? Let me see. These are shows? Sorry, I'm distracted right now. Beastars? I still never watched the last season of Beastars. Sorry, I'm taking my time to go through the list. Oh, there was that one, the one movie with the girl in the door and the small chair that I meant to watch. What is that called? Did I see it? Drifting Dragons? No, that's not it. I forgot the director of that one. They're the ones who did 5 centimeters a second, or whatever it's called. I'm just saying shit. This isn't even an anime! This is just a man! Must be based off a manga or something. I'm just trying to get caught up with the current anime scene. Although this doesn't help me because this is showing me all the anime. Jujutsu Kaisen. Kuroko no Basket? Nope. Nope. What's the last page? There's too much pages. I thought I could get through 12 pages, but I can't. Oh, Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh! Alright, I'm over it. I don't know what that did for me. I don't know why I went through all the trouble of browsing. Coach Carter is pretty good. I think one of the reasons why it was so heavily watched is because my sister was really big into basketball. She's still into basketball. She is. She's really into the WNBA, I think, currently. She has a lot of like merchandise of, I think they're called the New York Liberties or something. It's like their mascot is like this really ugly elephant. No offense to the elephant, but it's kind of ugly. She has a couple of plushies that she keeps in her car of the elephant, and they're pretty fugly. They're pretty fugly for an elephant. But hey, she's more more, what's the word? She has her hobbies and she has things that she watches and likes. She has a personality. While my personality is nothing, I guess. I don't know, I guess if it were to be very like super honest with the things that I like to watch and the whatever would define my personality, it's just like things that I find very comfortable that also could be seen as just like background noise stuff that's not meant to be like something you focus on, and it doesn't like really like, it doesn't make you think. It's just gaming, YouTube gaming slop type of shit. I don't know, there's probably a better word for it. Let's play stuff. And it's videos that I've already watched multiple times. And it's just comfort stuff that I put in the background that I pay attention to some degree, but I don't really like. I don't know what I'm thinking. I don't know what I'm saying. Excuse me. If I was better at multitasking, maybe I could watch things that actually will make me smarter, like educational things. If you think you are the only one having noise in the background when you do things, you are mistakenly majorly. I'd like to. You really think that I would be you think that I would be so close-minded to think that I'm the only person that does that? The thing is, I know majority of people who watch things watch it as background noise or watch it while they're doing something else and they claim they're watching it. But in my head, I feel like if you're not fully 100% focused on it, I feel like that shouldn't count as watching it. But I know probably almost everybody watches things while doing other things. I'm not that. Never mind. I feel like I must be wording things poorly, or like I just don't have the good grasp of the English language. I gotta be. I'm using it as background noise. Thank you. I'm sorry that it's not very entertaining, but thank you for using me as background noise. The thing about watching things is, like, obviously it requires you to have time to watch things, right? And I think most people do not have the ability or the time to just sit around and just watch things without doing something else. Time-wise, it's because, obviously people are, like, busy with stuff. But in terms of, like, the attention span, too, people are so accustomed to, like, scrolling on their phone or even if they're trying to make the best use of their time. Cooking up dinner, cooking up a meal, folding laundry, cleaning your house, and all that stuff. You have to be in a position where you have like a lot of time on your hand to just sit down and watch something and do nothing. You also have to be the type of person that feels like that isn't the type, or you have to be the type of person that isn't the type that fidgets around if they're not being stimulated enough. That's why, like, whenever I'm watching stuff, or quote unquote watching stuff, I always gotta be playing a game while doing it, or drawing, or like scrolling on my phone, or like all that stuff. There's only a few times where I've been there's a couple occasions in some videos that I'll watch, like very like hands crossed like across my chest, sitting very attentively and paying attention. Happens with the H Bomber Guy videos that I. No, well, I guess it doesn't really happen to H Bomber Guy anymore because I've watched it so many times. But I was watching at one point. I was watching Folding Ideas. I think he had like a trilogy videos series about like 50 Shades of Grey. I was very intently listening to that, and that was interesting. But I feel like so many times people will say things to me, especially like at work. Oh my god, whenever people will say certain things to me, and I feel like I always need like clarification for a lot of things. I find myself always asking like follow-up questions for certain things. Obviously, you know, by doing that, that means that like I'm trying to make sure that I'm doing it right. And you know, I personally don't think there's anything wrong with asking questions because I'm just trying to make sure that I don't do anything wrong. Obviously, and I just want to be sure. But I think a lot of the way that my fellow coworkers and bosses and everything ask for things or say things in a certain way, I feel like I must be like understanding the English language wrong, and that I'm supposed to be able to interpret what it is they're asking for or how they reply to things, so I know what it is that they want from me. Because I'm always left being like, okay, I asked a question and I felt like it was very direct, like, oh, how do you want this to like look? And then they'll answer the question in a way that it's not a direct answer, a direct response to the question that I asked. So I'm left wondering like, how the fuck? I'm like, okay, but what does that have to do with the question I asked? Like, did you read my question, or am I freaking like autistic and I just don't understand what people are saying to me unless they fucking spell it out for me? Like, I'm so confused. But I feel like it happens so often that like, I don't know. I must be stupid, or I must be like not. I have a bad understanding of the English language or something. But it also happens outside of work too. It happens with like, sometimes I'll ask like my mom some questions and then she'll answer it that doesn't answer my question specifically. Like, she'll give an answer that's completely irrelevant, and I'll be like, okay, but what is it? Like, doesn't answer my question. I do that with my friends too. It's all. Maybe it is because I always expect like direct answers to things. I can't just assume or read the signs of what they want and stuff. I need to be told directly. But how hard can it be? I don't get it. If I asked you like, hey, do you want it this way or that way? And then I feel like it should just be simple enough to tell me that you want it that way, or like in a way, without having to be like it'd be good for like the sun to clear up or something like that, and I'd be like, that's nice, but that's nothing to do with what I asked. Times I've written stuff in great detail, they just find they don't read any of it. Yeah, I mean, I'm guilty of it too. Sometimes I'll like read things and then I won't read the full thing, and then I'll have to like, there's a follow-up to it. But there have definitely been times, I think like the most recent one, my friend who I was hanging out with the past few days, he sent a message. No, who was it? I forget. He sent a message asking his sister, like, oh, what are some good gifts to get for like a 6 to 7 year old boy kind of thing for Christmas or whatever. And then his sister responded with, is it a boy or a girl? Despite the fact that he clearly stated it's a 6 to 7 year old boy. But normal for people to gloss over what you say or what's being said, assuming that you have enough of you've got enough context that you can answer questions and things. Oh my god, so much gas from my sparkling juice, not from my butt. I need to expand my fashion horizon. I need to stop drawing people in just sweaters all the time. That's my default. If it's not sweaters, then it's like tight tank tops or something. It just looks so comfy, and I don't have the skills to make the sweaters look different. Am I getting hungry? What do you mean to the Brussels sprouts and some Hawaiian rolls isn't enough to satiate my hunger? I've gained so much weight. Not so much weight, I'm over exaggerating, but I've gained weight and I'm having a hard time losing it. When you're like living with someone now, it's kind of like, oh, they're expected to eat, I should probably eat with them kind of thing. But I've been eating a lot. It is sweater season, it's true. My favorite type of season. I couldn't even wear my Christmas sweater on Christmas because it was so warm in my house. I had to opt for like a different sweater, like a different looser sweater. But even then, I was really hot in it too. I was like, damn. It's nice that the place that I live in now has like has adequate heating, so I don't have to worry about freezing. Because right now I'm like, even though it's like 20 degrees or like 10 degrees, I don't know what it is. I'm in shorts and a t-shirt. That's only because I tend to sweat when I stream, but because of that, I have no reason to ever bust out my winter blanket, my winter thick duvet, because it doesn't get cold enough to use it. I'll do the flip test. What does this look like? Her eye could be a little bit closer. The one behind her hair, but I absolutely cannot be bothered to fix that. Actually, I could fix it. What are some things that I want to do in the new year? It's so scary to like have like ideas or goals when the new year comes, because like how it is with New Year's resolutions, people always have like these ideas, but a lot of times they don't follow through with it for various reasons. I really want to be more proactive with art stuff. I just like, just sometimes the motivation's not there. It's just some motivation. It's motivation. I don't know how to get motivated. How do I stay motivated? Just do it. Just motivate. You know what would help my motivation? If I could have somehow access to a VGen. To a VGen so I can make commissions. In what sense? I think I've talked about it. I want to do another comic. Maybe do more art streams. Potentially even so far as to relaunch Patreon, even though I know like no one would really pay much money for it. Etc. etc. I just want to like, I put all this, I don't put all this effort, but like, especially this year, the art grind was like fucking nuts for me. Even if it was all like sketches and doodles and stuff, I drew a lot this year compared to like last year, which I would look up as a reference, but I forgot that I've already unloaded all my art from 2024 into my hard drive, into my storage drive. I just tell people I'm going to do stuff and then I feel pressure to do it. Yeah, see, sometimes I've done that too, but then like I just end up dropping it anyway, because there have been so many times where I've said I'm going to do something and I just don't do it. Like, especially the comic thing. God, making a comic. But I've drawn a lot this year. I've drawn like too much this year. Just a lot of doodles. It's just so easy to get out fucking sketches and doodles and stuff. Especially pushing it out the way I was doing it this year, where it was like a monthly posting of stuff. But I also don't want to do that anymore. Or at least if I'm gonna do that, if it's gonna be a bunch of like small doodles, I have to put them all on one canvas so I don't end up like making multiple posts. I don't know if people like that or not. I don't know if people have opinions on that, but like, it just ends up looking very cluttered when I have like multiple posts of art stuff. Like when I post my monthly art spam. Also, who knows what kind of like reach art has when it comes to like on like Blue Sky, and if like I fucking end up back on like Twitter or something, how that's gonna go. I don't know. I don't even know if my art's good enough for that sort of thing. I don't know if my art's not even good enough for that sort of engagement. I'm sure my art is good enough to some degree, but is it good enough for any good, reasonable engagement? Who knows? I know engagement is pretty trash on Instagram, though. Instagram also made it so that it's limited to... You're limited to how many tags you can put on a post. Which is not a bad thing. Because people will end up, like, using, like, 500 hashtags, even for things that's unrelated to the post. But... I don't know. I've kind of let my art Instagram sort of like get dusty. Your art's good. Thank you to my loyal fans. I'm kidding, but thank you. It's so hard to accept that like you're good at something when you've like stared at it for so long and you just feel like you compare yourself to other people. Because I know like I know to a degree like my art is like decent. But is it decent enough that I could profit off of it, you know? You know? Because I feel like, because apparently I think of my art in worth in terms of like value, in like monetary value. But the people on the outside don't want to think about that. They just want to see the nice art. That shit reminds me. I need to unless I just buy it. To think of like hanging up some art stuff, whether it's my art or like generic stuff on our walls, or at least on my living room wall to cover up all the holes that were left after making an attempt to mount a TV and then failing. Which apparently mounting TVs is not as easy as I had hoped. But that's also made more difficult if you expect a friend who you thought can do like handyman like stuff like mounting a TV. You expect him to do it, it turns out that he's actually not good at that. And I find out later on and I'm like, what do you mean? Fuck. I wish I was more handy. If you want to make art business, you need to be more of a personality as much as your art, unless you find a channel format to serve your work, as it ain't easy. I know, and it sucks because I don't have a personality. My personality ties into just me talking about how like single and lonely I am, and also how everything costs money. I know. That's why I'm always saying, give me money. I just make that my new name. I don't know. I have to be like all the other content creators who drink like a shit ton of energy drinks and just have like a huge like sugar rush and have all the energy there is and be obnoxious. I don't really know like how art content creators really get by, especially if they're like streaming stuff. Like if I were to go on Twitch right now. What are you, Chris now? Does Chris drink a lot of energy drinks? I know he drinks coffee. I was gonna look at the art tag on Twitch. Who is the top streamer on Twitch right now in terms of art? Let's look at the art tag. Art, no, not tag. What do you call it? Genre? I don't know what you call it. Mathathon Day. Oh, they're doing a subathon. I wish 1.5k viewers. Mute that. Oh, is it gonna play an ad? Don't play an ad. Let me just check out real quick. Don't play an ad. It's a VTuber. A discomfort streamer? Well, that's not nice. Why would I want to watch if you're a discomfort streamer? Man, VTubing. VTubing to some degree has kind of like run its course, right? No, it's not a big trendy thing anymore. Especially when you had like people like that burnt peanut man win the VTuber award, and when he hates VTubers, when he hates VTubing. VTubing is established rather than dying. You know, that's fair. That's fair. That's true. Like, it's not really something that's like a unique and niche thing anymore. It's been like so many people are in it now, or doing it now, that it's like, I don't know. There's more to like being successful as a VTuber than just being like a cute model or something. You gotta have the content, the personality go behind it. That's why the top VTuber of all time is a fucking guy who hates VTubing. It's so funny. Honestly, if it wasn't for the fact that I have to pay a mortgage now, if I still had a good chunk of money saved, I still have savings, but like if I have an even better chunk of money saved, I would have probably delved into looking for like a proper VTuber commission in the new year, but I don't got the money for that. And what am I gonna do it myself? Hilarious. Hilarious. Probably be cool to be like a VTuber mama or something. Like be the one that designed someone's VTuber model. That would also be a lot of work though, because you have to do all the drawings and all the pieces and stuff. Outside of the rigging, but that looks like that'd be fun. You can make a good chunk of change from that. Well, you were able to make a good chunk of change. I don't know about now. I don't know about nowadays. Actually, one of the neater things that you can probably do when it like related to VTubing is the program that people use to do the rigging of the models, the Live 2D program. You can make like cool outside of the VTubing stuff, you can make like cool animations of like drawings where you just have certain aspects of the art piece moving around. So it's kind of like animation, but like not like requiring you to like draw like multiple frames of things. That's something I'd like to learn, because I think it'd be neat. And that's how a lot of like VTubers, or at least the ones that I watch, that's how they typically do their music video stuff when they sing covers or like make original songs. Could be a good business. I wonder how many people are genuinely willing to pay for it. I think if you were offering it at the height of VTubing, when it was like really popular, you probably would have able to make like a couple of $1,000s on models and stuff. Especially depending on how much detail and how much like work goes into it and all that stuff. People charge a good buck for it. I know the person who made some of like Iron Mouse's models and like some other bigger VTubers stuff. I think they go by Nanolist or something. They make a couple of $1,000 for each model. Yeah, it's easy for people to like say like, oh, you should be charging people to make certain things, especially if it's art related stuff. But a lot of times when you actually open that opportunity to do it, to make a business off of something, people usually don't care to like actually spend money. They say it as words of encouragement, but they don't actually do the thing. But that's also why like people have to do like pre-orders for like merch and stuff. Because if you end up manufacturing something that people say that they want a lot really badly, and then they end up not buying it, then you're shit out of luck. And also, if you're someone that's easily swayed by like people, if even one person says something, like, oh, you should, what's the word? You should make some merch from your character or your art, and it's like, okay. You listen to one person say it, and then you do it, then it's like, that's rough. That's gonna be like a hard sell, especially if that person that ends up saying that they want it doesn't even buy it, and even then, it wouldn't make back all the money that you spent on manufacturing or printing this thing. In this current economy where people don't really have that much money to spend on things, on their hobbies, or in my case, I feel like I just don't have the room, or I don't want to take up room to add more things to my collections that I already have. Because, you know, at a certain point, especially when you're an adult, you've already bought so many things that you like want. But at some point, you're gonna run out of space for it, right? And then you end up like either donating it, or throwing it away, or selling it. It's like, it's never ending like a cycle of like just spending your money, wasting your money, kind of thing. Obviously, it depends on the type of person you are. Like, there's people that are hoarders that collect things. Speaking of which, I read on Reddit. This might not be a real story. I think a lot of stories on Reddit are fake, but there was this one story where like a girl was like fed up with the fact that her boyfriend was like he was a collector of a lot of like random things, like unique things, not like a normal, like not like cards or cars or like whatever. But one of the things that he's became obsessed with collecting was like yogurt, like different types of yogurt, not yogurt cups, but like yogurt, like with the yogurt still in it and everything. So they just had like a ton of yogurt in like fridges that were obviously going bad because it's fucking yogurt. And she was like fed up with it. And then I think she ended up throwing out a lot of it because obviously they were molding and like smelling and smelling rank and everything. And I think it was one of those like, am I the asshole for throwing it out kind of stuff when it wasn't hers. It's just, people are so funny with the things they want to collect and hold on to. As for me, the most that I collect is really just like, well, throughout my life, the most that I've ever really bought and collected were like books, like manga books and art books. I still like, there was only one series that I was like buying regularly whenever it came out. Actually, I haven't checked on it recently. But aside from that, I really don't buy much stuff anymore. Like that deal with my hobbies. What's it called? The Invisible Man. The Invisible Man and his soon-to-be wife. Which one did I leave off at? Oh, this looks new. Oh, it should be that one. This manga also has an anime coming out, which I probably will not be watching. But it's nice to know that the series that you're into as a manga is being adapted to an anime. That's doing good enough to be adapted to an anime. Let me add this to my list. I gotta stop buying stuff. I just gotta. I gotta stop buying stuff. Alright, put my phone away. Put my phone away. Okay. You won't stop buying? I mean, I can at least say that I've done a good job at not buying, like, much. Like, I was the type of person that would like buy like anime figurines, buy like little small trinkets that I thought were cute, or plushies, clothes. There's a lot of impulse buying on that kind of stuff. But nowadays, like the last thing that I ever bought for myself that was like a toy, it was like a few months ago. It was a little figurine of these two dogs, Maltese dogs, and it's like they're like these. It's a blind box because blind boxes are the big trend now. But it's like a dog, two dogs. One of them is in a cart or something like that, or like a wagon, and there's a handle. One of the dogs is pushing the other dog. This is just what I got from the blind box. It's not the one that I wanted specifically, but it was cute. This dog character is cute. It's like a something like that. And this is Wheels. And he's like running. That was the last figure thing that I bought. And then the last plushies that I bought were pre-orders from like Hollow Stars, the VTubers that I don't watch all that much anymore, but their characters were cute. Those are pre-orders from like months ago though, and since then I haven't bought any more. Bum-ba-dum. I do a pretty good job at not spending too much. I mean, it's good that I don't, because I'm spending a lot of money on like furniture stuff for this place that I'm living in. I wouldn't mind some like new clothes, but I also still have so much clothes. Not so much clothes, but I have like plenty of clothes that I can still wear. So I'm like trying my best to not buy clothes. Oh, some of my lounging clothes have been pretty worn down from all the sitting that I do. I need to be replaced. It's tough. I'm just always thinking about the fact that everything that I buy is gonna eventually end up in a landfill. So I'm just trying my best to like, you know, limit the amount that I add to that landfill. Even though I'm sure like there's people out there that like are really bad when it comes to, I actually know, I know that there's people that are really bad when it comes to like they buy a lot of stuff and they end up throwing a lot of stuff when they don't need it anymore. My cousins are really bad at that. There's currently, my cousin gave me access to her Amazon Prime account because I was like, even though I try my best not to shop on Amazon, sometimes there's just things that I just need on Amazon pretty quickly for this house. For this, I mean, not a house, it's not a house, for my apartment. So it's been helpful. But there's currently, and I don't think she's planning on buying it all in one, like, I don't think she's planning on buying it all. And I think some of the items are probably not hers, but there's currently 43 items in her shopping cart. And I'm like, damn, is this how people shop? They just have things sitting in carts waiting to be checked through to see if they'll buy it or not. Oh, there's so much things. I know a lot of people that have like bad shopping habits. Yeah, I am certainly not telling people to stop buying things. I'm just saying for myself that I'm not doing it. I don't care what they do with their money. I don't need to be told not to do that. I'd like to think that I'm smart enough to know not to force my ideals onto people. How long have I been streaming for? Oh, it hasn't even been 2 hours. I feel like I've been here for so long. I think I felt like I've been here longer than expected because the sun went away. Well, it's not that the sun went away. Well, the sun went away, but that's only because it became cloudy. Is it about to start snowing again? What's the weather like right now? No, it's just cloudy. It might snow again tomorrow, though. Anyway, my hope is that in the new year I'll have motivation to do art stuff. Like I've said again. I'm just keep telling myself that. I'm hoping to do more art stuff. I want to do more art stuff. If I mentioned I want to do more art stuff, I want to do more art stuff. I want to be an artiste. I want to be an artiste. I want to do less gaming stuff and be more artiste. Although I still will probably be playing games because I still have games to play, and I still need to find some way to beat the Lost Kin and Hollow Knight. Someday. Honestly, the inability to beat that boss in Hollow Knight might actually keep me from ever like making progress in the game or potentially beating it. That'd be sad. But I guess that's how a lot of people play games. They'll play it at a certain point where they don't feel like playing it anymore because it's too hard, or it's like they took too long of a break from it. Also, playing Hollow Knight really fucks up my fingers. So much button mashing, fast reflexing. That shit hurt. My hands aren't made for gaming. Does that mean you might open up for commissions? Maybe. It'd be nice if, like I had mentioned earlier, if I could get a VGen account, so I can take on commissions from there, since that seems to be the place that that seems to be the big place that artists go to for commissions and stuff. But I'm not opposed to it, depending on how I feel. Maybe I could just start small and go back to coffee or something, or Patreon. I don't know. One or the other. Not against it, especially if I just simply limit what I fucking offer. If I'm not trying to do full-blown cover art illustrations and stuff like that. If I just do the things that I'm good at. Like doodles. I could do what a lot of the hollow people, the VTubers do. They take commissions from when they stream. So people will donate them super chats on YouTube or whatever site they're on, and then just draw commissions based on what the donator gave and what they want, kind of thing. But that requires an audience. Someone did ask me before, like a while back, about commissions for like making thumbnail art for like YouTube or something like that. I don't remember what I said to them. I think I said I wasn't ready for it yet, but we'd have to see. It's also a matter of figuring out how much I want to charge too, because I want to be able to charge a rate. I want to be able to charge that's like something that's not going to be taking advantage of me. It's a reasonable rate, but it's something that people can afford, that they would be okay with spending the money on. I don't know where to go with this anymore. I think in my head I was envisioning something a little bit more festive for the new year, but as expected, whenever I do drawing streams, I don't have any plans. So now it just comes up with another typical, presumably female character, but gender is undetermined. I need a pee. Crap. I wasn't expecting the stream to be only 2 hours, but I feel like I'm kind of done. Is there anything else for me to yap about? What else is there to yap about? What else is there to talk about? I feel like I've talked about how my Christmas went, my week went in general, my ambitions for 2026. I burped a couple of times. I burped again. That burp hurt. This drink really made me gassy. I swear I don't remember burping this much on stream before when I drank other energy drinks. This is not even an energy drink, it's sparkling juice. Maybe that's it for me. I guess it's hard to really just suddenly take it's hard to go back to streaming for like more than like 2 hours, since all my streams recently have only been like an hour or two. I may have to build up to it. Maybe the new year I'll do a little bit better. But I doubt it! Alright. That's it then. I'm gonna call it here. It's fine. It's fine. It's whatever. I did not know you could crop the canvas like that. Thanks. No problem. What was it? It was just highlighting where you want to crop and just hit it and then crop. Right there. Right there. Easy peasy. Follow me for more non-Clip Studio Paint tips. So yeah, that's it. Chances are I will not be streaming before the new year. This will be the last stream. And next year, hopefully, there'll be more streams, and hopefully there'll be more things happening. Hopefully I'll have motivation for it. Until then, I hope you have had a good 2025. And I hope 2026 will be kind to everyone, and I hope that you guys make millions and millions and millions of pennies. Even though they don't make them anymore. I hope you guys make like at least like $1 or something. And I hope that you will continue to follow me and my grand adventure of potentially promising more things, and then we'll inevitably leave them behind after like a month. Let's hope for a good 2026. Let's hope nothing terrible happens, because I feel like at this point the worst has already happened with the current political climate. But at least I have shrimp chips.